It's day 28 of the Body Shaping for Women Over 50 series, and it's Sunday Run Day. Let's go! All right, killer bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. And that means that we are getting started with some arm circles with high knees. You guys, I can't even hide it. I'm so excited for today. But first, let me tell you, hi, I'm Pahla B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. And if you have randomly clicked on a video that says day 28, first of all, you are my hero, because I never in the world could have been able to do something like that without knowing what in the world was going on. But maybe this came up in your suggestions somehow and you were like, hey, what's going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. We are on the very last day of the Body Shaping for Women Over 50 series, you guys. I'm assuming my entire conversation today is aimed at you if you have followed along with at least most, if not all, of the 29 days, because we started with day 0. And I'm going to remind you for the final time, unless of course you do this program again. Wow, my balance is great today. I'm going to remind you, unless you're doing this program again, that you should definitely open up the description box below when you are on mobile or desktop to get the information resource that goes along with this. You might have followed through the first time just kind of going along, but now you're really thinking about, okay, I'm going to do the program again and I really want to get the most out of it. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. Definitely get the information resource, because it really explains everything that I kind of explained while we were going through the 29 days, but also it's in a place where you could like literally just read it again and again, because you know how sometimes you need to hear something really quite a few times before it really sinks in. Oh, this is why we're doing what we're doing. This is why we've got moderate days. This is why we've got recovery days. This is what push should feel like. All those kinds of things. You guys, today is meant to be a moderate day. It is Sunday Run Day. I am going to be running, and I'm going to issue the same caveats that I issue every single time on every single Sunday Run Day. First of all, you never have to run. If you'd like to run, please put on shoes if you are not used to running barefoot like I am. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes. And honestly, as long as it feels moderate to you, you can do anything. Truly anything. I have the handy dandy gym boss today set for intervals of 1 minute, and today we're going to be talking, as we do on Sundays, about where to go next, what to do next, and taking a long moment to just be so incredibly proud of ourselves for being where we are. I love coming to the end of anything. I love a finish line. I really do. I'm a runner, you guys. As mentioned several times, I am a runner. I love to run. Running barefoot, not a problem for me. Again, please put on shoes if you're not used to running barefoot. Please put on shoes all the time if you want to. You never have to work out barefoot just because I do. I'm going to go ahead and start with a 1 minute interval of walking. I've got it set for 1 minute, so I'm going back and forth. You can use it for whatever you'd like, but I'm going to go ahead and get started walking. There it is. It's set up differently on my shirt today, and I'm like, wait, where's the button? What am I doing, you guys? You guys, here at the end of this program, I have changed my set. I'm wearing, well, I love this shirt. Actually, I've worn it at least one other time during this series, and it's relatively new. There's a link in the description box below. Honestly, you guys, anytime you're curious about what I'm wearing or what I'm talking about, get on your mobile or a desktop and open up the description box. There's pretty much everything you could possibly want to know. There's links to the podcast. There's a link to my Facebook. There's probably still a link to my Instagram, but I'm not on Instagram anymore. There's links to everything you could ever want to know in the description box. Plus, down in the comments too, there's also links in the comments. So you can always find anything that we're talking about. You guys, I love coming to the finish line. And here we are. It's day 28 / day 29 if you want to count the day 0. And here's what I'm going to tell you starting off with that. I'm going to pick it up to a little run here. Here's where we're going to start with today's conversation. I wholeheartedly encourage you to repeat this program. This program was meant from the very beginning to be incredibly repeatable, and that's actually why I included the day 0. If you have come off of my weight loss series, it's a 31-day series where we're doing essentially, when we started with a walk, we finished with a walk on that one, and we did the same kind of thing where it was the 31 days and it was all a series and it's meant to go together. But I realized afterwards that the day one was kind of extraneous, that I explained things that upon subsequent rounds you don't necessarily need to hear again. And that's why for this series I included the day 0, because that way you got all the information right up front. It was all good to go, and then you can just pop right in and get to work. So when you repeat this tomorrow, you will start on day 1. You don't have to do the day 0 Sunday RUnday because you already know what it's going to happen. You already know how the week is laid out. Mondays are push days, Tuesdays are recoveries, Wednesday and Thursday are nice and moderate, Friday's like recovery with core, Saturday and Sunday also nice and moderate, and then Monday is push day again. So you already have the ebb and the flow, and you don't really need all that beginning information. But here's what you do need at the end of the month. You, my friend, need to pat yourself on the back. I know that we always give ourselves a hug and a pat on the back at the end of our workouts, but this is the end of our month of workouts, and you need a big hooray. I am so incredibly proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Even if you didn't follow along exactly, even if you needed some convincing to do the recovery work or the moderate work, or maybe needed convincing to do the push days, no matter how you stumbled through these 28 days or totally rocked out the entire program, I am ridiculously proud of you. You started something, and now you're finishing it, or at least you're finishing this round. This program is so repeatable, and every single time you go through it, I want you to take the time to do what we're doing today, and that is congratulating yourself. Congratulating yourself for getting through whatever you got through, however you got through it. This is not a time to be judgmental of yourself. We do plenty of that. It's very natural. I'm going to encourage you though, rather than judging yourself and saying, well, I didn't get this, or I didn't get that, or I didn't get quite the results I was looking for, or I didn't quite do every single day. What I want you to focus on today is all the ways in which you are winning. There's no downside to this, none. The better you feel about yourself, the better the world looks and feels to you. You cannot love yourself too much. You cannot think too highly of yourself. And I know that there are people who will argue with me and say, no, you get a big head, you start getting too conceited. There's a way that you can actually think too highly of yourself, and it's just not true. It's really not. When you think good things about yourself, it actually helps you see and notice good things about other people too. When you love yourself unconditionally, when you notice all the ways that you are winning, when you take time to congratulate yourself, it's a practice that you will be able to give to other people also. So let's start with us. Let's start with you today. Congratulate yourself. So proud of you. And I want to know all the ways in which you totally rocked this program. I actually legitimately want you to leave me a comment. I want to be able to congratulate you for all the things that you are congratulating yourself for. What did you notice this month? What did you get out of it? What are you going to do moving forward? What are your big goals and dreams? Now that you know how to push, now that you know how to moderate, you know how to recover, you know how to get where you want to go. You might not be there yet, and that's totally okay. You've got plenty of time for that. But now you know how. So tell me all the things that you discovered this month, no matter how many months you've done this, if this is round 2, round 3, round 4, round 105. I want to know what you gained from this month. Here's what I gained. I'm going to share some of my wins with you, you guys. This is, technically speaking, my 3rd daily series. 3 years ago, way back in 2017, I did a Hot 100, which was 100 days of 10-minute videos. And that was ridiculous. that was very difficult for me. And yet, I had that same feeling that I have now of just elation that I made it through something. What I learned on that series is that it is actually quite difficult to put out a video every single day. That it's a lot of work. And at that time, I let a lot of other things kind of go in my business and in my family and everything else because it was so much work to do. At the beginning of this year, oh my goodness, you guys, I apologize, that's my dog. I can almost guarantee that the pool guy is here in the backyard. That's why she's going nuts. The good news is that the pool guy is really only here for like a minute or two. I totally forgot to close the blinds in the other room. I apologize for how loud this is, but he will be gone soon and Blossom will hopefully calm down. Sometimes she gets really riled up, but all he does is does the chemicals, so he's here for like 10 seconds and then he's done. Anyways, hopefully the microphone being closer to me and farther away from her makes this slightly less than completely obnoxious. But you guys, when I did the weight loss series at the beginning of this year, this is 2020, it's still 2020, at the beginning of the year, well, okay, to be fair, I didn't even have the idea for that series until about 2 weeks before the start of the year when I was going to get it live. So I was running so far behind on the entire series. I managed it. I felt really good about it, but I was also a little bit frantic and a little bit stressed out. My biggest source of pride for this series is not that I thought so far ahead. Even though I did, I'm still running right ahead of the game as far as like getting the workouts filmed, getting them edited, getting them up. I'm not last minute, but I'm close to last minute. But my level of stress management this time around is the thing that I am most proud of. Honestly, more than anything else. I started off feeling frenetic and I kept telling myself, oh my gosh, I'm behind. I'm never going to get this done. I wanted to be further ahead. And I was able to calm myself down and remind myself that I was going to get this done, that it was all going to work out, and that I had plenty of time to do anything I needed to do. And it took some work, it took some journaling, it took some thought management, but I have really felt very calm and confident for most of this series. The first several days notwithstanding, I have really felt good about this series. Managing my mind has been huge for that. Telling myself the things that I needed to hear in order to move forward and to stay on top of things and to feel motivated and to feel good about it was my biggest accomplishment for this. So that's where I'm gonna go with this with you. Maybe you didn't see a lot of physical gains over the course of this month. Maybe you didn't get popping muscles. Maybe you didn't, lose 3 inches off of your waist or anything like that. But maybe what you got was a sense of confidence, a sense that you can do this, and maybe you weren't sure about that at the beginning of the month. That counts. That absolutely counts as a huge win and definitely something that I want to hear about. The other thing on the more physical side, I gotta be honest, I am so surprised at how much improvement, which I'm not going to say I'm perfect at balance. I don't think I'm ever going to be perfect at balance. But my balance improvement over the course of 1 month, just from the daily practice, and I practice balance pretty frequently. I think about balance, all the time. I felt like I had already made just about all the improvements that I was ever going to make in my life. And yet, I notice, even if I'm still wobbling, and I am, I'm not going to pretend like I'm not wobbling, but even though I still wobble on my balance, I feel much more steady on my feet. I feel much more confident balancing on camera. And I think that probably has something to do with it. I've always felt a little bit self-conscious, like I know I'm wobbling, I know my balance isn't perfect, but this month of just every day we're doing some balance work. You know it's coming at the end of the workout. We're all gonna wobble together, it's gonna be fine. And finding new ways to challenge my balance with different arm motions and different foot stances and all that kind of stuff. I am so surprised at how much better my balance feels. Whether or not I'm actually more steady on my feet, hard to measure, but I feel so much more confident in my ability to balance. And I mean, coming back to the whole mental thing, your mindset has so much to do with your physical ability to do things. Thinking that I can balance means that I can. So excited by that. I feel like I've been working on mental toughness for years and years. I mean, as an endurance runner, mental toughness, I think of that as something that comes pretty easily to me. I don't really feel like I need to work on my mental toughness. But this month for me has had some different challenges, both physically and mentally, with, again, just putting together a series, putting it out, getting feedback on it, all kinds of things. But specifically, I'm thinking about the push days. I love to push. And in fact, I had spent the last year or so between just taking care of myself mentally and losing weight, I have spent the last year or so really focusing so much on how to moderate that it felt really good to push in a really productive way. It felt really good to tell myself that it's okay to pick up my heaviest heavy boys. And I mean, let's be honest, didn't you feel amazing on push days? Like picking up your heaviest weights and putting them back down, that's a different kind of exhilaration that I haven't done for myself in a while. I push, but I do that thing where I push a little bit a lot of times. Like on an everyday basis, I was still pushing a little bit too hard, as opposed to backing way off and spending one day a week where what I do is I really, really, really push. Getting myself in that mindset has felt amazing. I do legitimately feel stronger. I didn't know for sure what kind of weights I was going to be able to pick up. I had some inkling, I had some ideas, but I was really impressed by my ability to not just lift them up for one round, but sometimes for several rounds, or for just longer of the round. Hello, day 15. I'm still having nightmares about day 15. That was a long interval, and that was really hard. But we lived through it, right? That kind of like mental toughness and the physical strength involved, it's just been thrilling for me. I know that for myself, moving forward, that I, of course, have to take into account what I'm filming for all y'all. I know what I'm going to be doing on YouTube, but taking into account what I've learned this month about my ability to push, my desire to push, my desire to get the most out of the push day by taking the moderate days and taking the recovery days. You guys, that was a struggle for me too. I know I spent the entire month lecturing you about recovery days, but I was actually lecturing you because I was lecturing myself. That kind of cycle, that kind of flow, I'm really looking forward to moving that forward into my filming schedule, into my own personal training. And really, I've been thinking about it a lot today, knowing that today was, the last of the moderate days, with you guys here in this program. I've been really thinking, what am I going to do tomorrow? And I already know tomorrow's going to be a push day for me too. It's not going to be on camera for me, but tomorrow's going to be a push day for me. I'm planning for that right now. That planning ahead thing, I've been doing that in small ways for years. But it's been a while since I've really had a plan and a program and a longer term vision of what I want to do with it and where I want to go. And that feels really exciting to me. If If that is what you got out of this program, I'm excited for you too. And I know you're thinking, okay, but what do I do tomorrow? For reals, Paula, what do I do tomorrow? You actually have a couple of options, you guys. Tomorrow you can do day 1 again. I highly encourage you to do so. This is the best body shaping program I've ever made. And I say that because it's the first one I've ever made, the only one at this point that I've ever made. So this is the best one. I have other programs. I have something called the mini challenge, which is a weekly workout schedule that I make for you every single week. It's always different. It's got all kinds of variety. It does the exact same thing. There's a push day, there's 4 moderate days, there's 2 recovery days, but they're curated from all of my videos. So the push day, I'm probably talking about pushing, but I'm not necessarily talking about pushing for body shaping. Or on the moderate days, I'm probably talking about weight loss, just because most of my moderate conversations are about weight loss. The recovery days, I'm probably just talking about stretching because it feels good. I'm not necessarily pulling them all together like we did every single day of this series. Your goal was very clear every single day of this series. Our conversation was very clear every day of this series, that this is what you're doing and why you're doing it. The mini challenge has the right workouts. It's the conversations that are a little bit hit and miss. They're always interesting. I always have something to say. But if you need to be reminded about why you're doing the recovery days, why you're doing the moderate days, I really strongly suggest that you do this again. If you already feel really good about that ebb and flow, the mini challenge is fantastic because it'll have so much variety. I pick different workouts every week. It'll repeat eventually. I mean, there's some repetition, but it'll be in different order. There's a lot of variety to be had. Sometimes I choose really old videos with Ponytail Paula, who was always pushing. Those are great push day workouts. So there's definitely a lot of variety to be had in the mini challenge. And I really do encourage you to check that out. Completely free. Link in the description, of course. I mean, like always, there's always a link in the description. There's also a couple of paid programs that I have that can really help you put this together in a very specific way. Again, I would say that the downfall of the mini challenge is that sometimes the push day is strength and sometimes the push day is cardio. And I don't necessarily go like back and forth, or they're all kind of meant to stand alone as opposed to looking forward to some really particular fitness gain that you're working towards over the course of, let's say, 2 months or so. My paid programs, again, link in the description box below, they're also curated from all the videos. So the conversation isn't necessarily gonna flow, isn't necessarily gonna be all about body shaping, but the focus is much more clear. I have 3 different body shaping programs. One of them is very cardio related, one of them is very strength related, and then the other one is very balanced. It's meant to be a little bit of everything, that there's plenty of strength, there's plenty of cardio, and it's meant to be like the best of all worlds. To me, that's like very, very general fitness, very healthy for life kind of stuff. So those paid programs, they're all 8 weeks long. They might be 6 weeks long. I apologize. I actually don't know that off the top of my head. That was so funny. They might be 6 weeks long. I have to look it up. In any event, they're very focused and very clear what you're going to get out of them. They are also very repeatable in the way that this series is very repeatable. When you open up the description box down below, I actually have a code for you to get a discount on the programs so that you can give them a try. It really comes down to you kind of knowing yourself. How much variety do you like? How much do you like knowing what's coming next? How much do you like coming back to a workout and seeing how much you've improved? If you like repeating things, over and over so that you can really see improvement, apples to apples improvement, do this program again. I mean, that's like my hands down recommendation. If you like a lot of variety and you're not super clear like exactly what your goal is other than just, I want to be really fit and I want to feel really good, do the free mini challenge. If you have a specific goal, but you're not super into always repeating the same things, get one of the paid programs. There's pros and cons to all of them. None of them, the programs aren't shockingly expensive or anything like that. They're all very worth your time, truly. And I'm assuming you're going to continue working out like this, right? Because isn't it amazing? But what if you're not? What if you're thinking, okay, this was fun, this was a great challenge, but I want to do something else? What if you wanted to simply do this challenge, but you're like, you know what? I actually have a couple more pounds to lose, or I actually want to run a 5K. You guys, I have stuff for that too. At this point, I've been on YouTube for 7 years. I have well over 800 videos. I have something for you no matter what you need or no matter what you're looking for. If you are looking to learn how to run and make this kind of training into a running program, my friends, again, link in the description box. I've got running programs. If you are thinking, hey, you know what? I really just want to get this weight off for good and then I'll come back and do something else, please, please, please go to the weight loss program, the 31 days. Again, it's free. There's a link in the description box. There's always something amazing on the horizon for you. And I think that's why I like Finish Line so much. It's why I love being at the first day. I was very giddy on day 0, also getting started with something new. Here we go. But I love being here too, because here at the end, your possibilities are limitless. The only thing that's holding you in right now is your imagination. What do you want to do? Imagine for yourself any kind of fitness goal. That's what you get to do next. That is beyond exciting to me. I love being at this point. I love being at this point in the day. I love being at this point in the series. And I love being at this point in the workout because this is our last running interval. We're gonna walk. And then of course I have a finisher for you. Obviously, we're gonna finish off everything that we're finishing off by really finishing it off. So here's our walking interval to bring your heart rate down a little bit. Today was meant to be moderate. I didn't get like crazy sweaty, but that was some good work. It's always some good work. Here's what we're gonna do. When it beeps again, we're gonna stand on one foot. I know. That sounds like the simplest thing that we've done basically since the very beginning. And that's what's deceptively difficult about it. Standing on one foot is always going to be the basis of all of your balance. No matter how fast you move from foot to foot, how slow you move from foot to foot, being able to stand on one foot and hold yourself up and hold in your core and know where every muscle in your body is and what it's doing right now, that's how we get better at everything. I'm gonna start with my left foot because that's what I do. We're gonna think about the work not coming from our feet, but coming all the way up your leg. This is why we have done nothing but balance, strength, and core work this month. Pull in your core, nice and strong. Soften that knee. Squeeze from your quadriceps, the fronts of your thigh. Squeeze also, at the same time, kind of balancing each other out, from your glute on that standing leg. Squeezing something from the rear and something from the front helps you unfurl your toes. I realize my toes are curled a little because the carpet feels so fluffy and soft, but it helps you bring the work from your toes all the way up your leg and into your abs. We're just standing here nice and strong. My ankle is wobbling, my balance is wobbling. I'm also moving my hands a little bit. You can keep your hands wherever feels best to you. Find your balance, my friends. When it beeps, of course, we're gonna do this exact same thing on the other side, my allegedly stronger leg. Always look forward to that. Making sure that you're breathing. Here we go, switching sides. I've really trampled down the rug in this spot. It's actually almost like a weird difficulty with balance because now I'm standing in a part that didn't get trampled down, and so I have to like see if I can level my foot. Having that knee pulled up really means that you're working your external abdominals as well as your deep internal abdominals. Just breathing. What muscles are you contracting? Front of your thigh, back of your glutes. Your lower back should be nice and relaxed. Having your abs pulled in tight means that your spine can actually relax. Your other muscles aren't having to work too hard when your abdominals are pulled in super, super tight. You guys, what a good job you've done today and every day of this whole series. When it beeps again, we're going to do just a little bit of cooling down. I didn't get super sweaty today, but I do always like to finish it off with some nice arm circles. Oh my goodness, how light and free do you feel? You made it. You made it. You know I want to hear from you. I already told you I want to hear from you, so I'm telling you again. I'm checking my whiteboard to make sure that I told you everything I wanted to tell you. That, you guys, has been the other part of this program. Did I tell you everything I wanted to tell you? Did I tell you all the things that I had in mind when we started this workout? I feel like I've done okay with that. There's been plenty of information for you to take in during this whole program. Let's go ahead and do some arm openers, because here's my favorite part when we do the arm closers. Oh, give yourself a big hug. This one's from me. Give yourself a pat on the back. That one's from me too. I'm so proud of you. So ridiculously proud of you. This was tough. Some parts of it were tougher than others, but you were tougher than all of it. I know that bell made me really want to stop, but we've got a couple more of these arm openers and arm closers. While I finish telling you how amazing you are, how proud of you I am, and how I will see you in some way or another. Whether or not you're on day one again, whether or not you start with the mini challenge, whether or not you start with a different challenge, whether or not you start with any other video in the world, I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you then.